What's my favorite quote about love? I don't know. Any of you guys have one?
Madonna once said, the guy with the cold hard hat always gets the girl.
Are we almost done? It's time to go.
This is running?
Yes.
I'm on? Oh. Is the lighting right?
You look great. Just look into the lens. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Gene.
And the lady next to you?
Oh, this is my wife, Virginia.
How long have you been married?
34 years. 34 years.
You must really like being married.
Well, Virginia is just the center of my life. Really. You know that. And if she were not here, I don't know how I could go on.
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you a question, please?
Pardon me?
Would you recommend marriage?
What are you, crazy?
How long have you been together?
8 years. 8 years. 8 years. 84. 8 years. 8 years. Whoa. What about you? Are you seeing anyone?
Not right now.
No? I hope you find someone.
Can we just get back to you?
Sure.
Miss Linderman, did you and your husband live together before you got married?
Oh, Sarah, I think you're being a little bit too personal.
Come on, I've known you for 10 years.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can ask me questions like that. Did your mom know you're doing this? You know, I feel that monogamy is where we need to be today.
Would you think monogamy is a good idea for everyone?
Oh, definitely. It's not such a bad idea. I mean, there's so many things going around, AIDS and all. Monogamy is safe sex, if you think about it.
Do you think it's a good idea if people sleep together before they get married?
Well, who wants to know?
For a school project.
Well, the way I see it, you take a car for a test drive before you buy it, right? Why would anyone buy into a marriage without that?
Without what?
A test drive.
So you two live together?
Yeah, for 2 years now.
Ever thought about getting married?
Well, sort of, maybe.
Just, talk about it.
Well, would it change anything?
Free presents. Ike.
Happy anniversary to you.
Where do you go from here? We want to show how love, the whole idea of love, has changed. These aren't in the right order yet. There are probably too many shots. The point we want to make here is that for the last 70 years, most images of love have come from the movies or TV.
You meet someone in high school, get married, have children.
Or you spend your whole life looking for that one person who's going to make you happy.
Then we go to the historical section to show how different it was. How love and marriage were two separate things. Marriage for business, love for pleasure.
And then finish the section with some more interviews. People talking about how love isn't confined to marriage anymore, about how the whole idea of what a family is changing.
It raises a lot of good questions. Now, how do you get it down to 30 minutes? One frame over 30 minutes, the judges stop watching.
Right now, we're at 45.
We have to cut something. We just have to agree on what.
We want to keep the basic structure of the 10-minute version that got us to the finals.
Do you know how many other films we're competing against?
One per every school district in the state. Figure 30. Oh, go.
That's a 1 in 30 chance.
Well, that's about the same odds as getting into film school. Look at it this way. The kids who didn't make the finals don't even have that.
Yeah, but I'm a really bad loser. I mean, how am I going to stop myself from murdering anyone who beats us?
You win. Well, maybe the school board will take the project seriously now.
Pat started the film program here, what, 2-3 years ago?
It was 3 years ago.
So, for 2 of our students to make it to the statewide finals, well, that says quite a lot about the quality of our program, about all our programs, really.
You've been having a very good year.
A very good year.
Well, the science scholarships, the football team, good SAT scores, and now this. You know, with the state budget so tight these days, things like this can really help get a school to the head of the line for any discretionary funds that might be available. But I think it's important that we pitch this to Tom Hargrove down at the paper and get him to do some stories about the kids. You know, when the State Board of Ed start fooling around with their budgets. I don't want them to have any choice but to give us a bigger slice of the pie. You guys open to interviews and that?
Whatever, Ben. You call the shot.
Great. Listen, am I going to get to see this film before you put the Hollywood sign up outside behind the school?
Their first cut is ready if you'd like to take a look.
Call the office. Try to get something set up for the end of the week.
I'll talk to Darlene.
What is the film about, anyway?
It's about love, a serious look at the subject.
Well, put good kids like this in charge of Hollywood. TV might stand for something.
Thanks, Ben.
See you later.
About love, scene 61, take 1.
Okay, let's start.
Have I ever experienced love? Personally, physical love? Who's gonna see this?
Just define love.
Love is cool.
Define cool.
Better than fishing. But not deep sea fishing.
Oh, I can't believe you guys are using that.
A film asks questions, it doesn't answer them. People can figure out their own answers.
Number one, I look stupid. Number two, what's the point of asking questions if you're not going to answer them? I mean, love, come on. Love's a necessity. What else are you going to say about it?
That it's not as great as deep sea fishing. We know.
You ever caught a shark?
No.
Then you won't understand the comparison. Read Hemingway. I still can't believe you guys made the final.
Why? Because you didn't?
My film was very advanced.
No one understood your film.
They weren't supposed to. My film was an art film. People were supposed to come away so embarrassed that they didn't get it, that they didn't say anything negative, only positive, so they wouldn't look stupid in front of their friends.
Okay.
That's what my film's about.
They want us.
Who?
Rowe, he's in his office.
Now?
Now.
See you later, buddy.
He thought it was terrific. He does, however, have problems with some parts of it.
Which part?
Some of the interviews. The single mother. The couple who are living together. The two men. And some of the historical references. The painting of Aang's mistress.
Well, what parts did he like? I mean, you've just gone over practically everything in the film.
Well, there's a lot more in it. Come on, Jack.
Their film is about love and all the forms it takes. You cut out those sections, they don't have a film. At least not on that subject.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, but you're not agreeing either.
We are discussing Ben's difficulties with the piece.
What exactly is his problem?
You know Ben. You know how he can be sometimes. Maybe it's the whole sense of it, the tone. I don't know. I do know that when I talked to him, I got the sense that he was concerned that the school might appear to be endorsing certain types of behavior.
Well, they don't endorse anything. They're exploring ideas. Now, just because they capture on film what's on the street and what all of us see every day of the year, that is not an endorsement, Arthur.
We say that certain ideas exist, that's all.
I know that, Jack. But Mr. Kane's focus is on community outreach. And he is right to be concerned about anything that jeopardizes that. Look, I know Ben. He's a reasonable guy. Maybe if you two present your vision of the film directly to him, maybe he'll have less of a problem with what you're trying to do.
We'll return after these messages. And now back to the CBS Schoolbreak special.
I can make those changes. I can give you the plans by the end of the week, and we can meet again. Okay? Listen, thanks for coming.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Your film is absolutely first rate. What you've done, I can sell as an example for what public schools are supposed to be. My only problem is there are people out there, no matter what you do, are going to give you grief. And what I want to do is anticipate those people so that I can scoot around and get the things that I need to make your school and your film program there that much stronger.
That'd be great.
We can do it with your film. But not the way it is.
That's what we don't understand, Mr. Kane.
Those people that I'm talking about, they'll complain about everything. They're going to kill me for some of the things that you've included.
So the fact that those people are wrong, that's going to deprive everyone else from having a chance to consider our film, the ideas we put in it?
They can still examine the ideas.
How? You say it can't be raised because a few people might get the wrong idea, the wrong impression.
The point is, a school project using publicly supported school facilities that's delving into subjects that are not only offensive, but also illegal in a lot of places. Adultery, homosexuality, premarital sex. You see the problem?
Every day we discuss subjects that are against the law in class. Date rape, racial prejudice, drunk driving. And we use school facilities to discuss them.
Son, I'm going to be very clear with you. We cannot permit a product to come out of the school that appears to flaunt disrespect for acceptable values. All I'm asking you is to make a few cuts. Cuts you need anyway to get the right length. And you'd have a fine film.
You can't do that, Mr. Kane.
Jack.
Sorry.
We think alike, Mr. Kane. I'm sorry we can't do what you want, but we're going to cut the film the way we feel is right. Thanks for your time, Mr. Kane.
Got to be realistic. I mean, this film could help us get into film school, and the scholarship money would really help me out. I mean, we don't want to lose a chance at something that could do us a lot of good.
This film is only going to do something for us if it says something about what we believe.
He's not going to say anything if he stops it.
Can't stop it.
That was his threat. We just heard. I hate to tell you.
Whose side are you on?
This isn't about sides, Jack.
Yes, it is.
I'm on your side, okay? But that doesn't solve the problem. He's president of the school board, Jack. No one is going to cross him. The school board controls hiring, budget, policies.
There's nothing he can do.
Do you want to risk it? Look, what's better? Getting our film made in some form or not getting it made at all?
What's better? Getting a film made that says what we wanted to say, or getting a film made that says what Mr. Kane wants to say? I mean, whose film is it anyway?
It's ours. So next time, don't answer for me, okay?
We'll return after these messages. Back to the CBS Schoolbreak Special.
I understand your concern, Ben, but if the kids don't want to change the film, I'm not sure I have the authority to make them. I'd be glad to talk to them again, but beyond that, I don't see what I can do.
It is their film, then, not the school's. I think we have to respect what the kids are trying to say.
There's a lot more at stake here than just a student film, Patricia.
What's at stake, Ben?
Who's paying for the school facilities that are going to be used to complete the film?
The
Ben, what does that have to do with anything?
It means the school board has to ask itself very seriously if they want to allow your students to use school facilities to throw up ideas that most people would consider inappropriate.
Throw up ideas?
I pick my words carefully, Ben. I'm not just talking here. Give it some thought, Arthur. I hate to bring the school board into this, but I will if I have to.
Go, boy. Here you go. You got her. I got a great idea. Here's the thing. We resubmit my film under your name. It's really violent. Adults don't have a problem with violence. It's only sex that scares them.
Our film's not about sex.
That's not what I heard.
All right, guys, this side. Move it.
Fine. There must be something in your film we're not supposed to know about. Otherwise, why would you be getting so upset, man?
Yeah. Maybe one day they'll get around to telling us about AIDS, huh?
Tell us what? That it exists?
No, that you don't get it from toilet seats.
Yeah.
What are they so afraid of? Can't figure it out.
That's my whole point. That's the point. Yeah, man, so when are we going to get to see this movie? At least the good stuff.
It's all good.
It must be, man. You sure got things scared.
One last thing. I'm sorry for adding it to the agenda at the last minute. I know we've had a full slate, and you all want to go home, but it is important. Now, I know you all read about our two kids that made it to the finals in the film competition. Tom Hargrove down at the paper did a fine job on the story. But it seems a problem's come up that involves the content of the film. Now, I'm not going to ask you to take time to go see the film. And, you can trust me on this one. It's a good film. And with a few changes, I think it could be a film we could all be proud of. Now, you say to yourself, it's a film, it's a student film. What's all the fuss about? Let me put it into context for you. There's a cultural war going on. On the one side, like it or not, family values. Frontline troops, schools, parents, churches. Opposing them, Hollywood values, Madison Avenue values.
Ben, isn't that something of an exaggeration?
Show me the family values in gene ads where Madison Avenue geniuses, through half-naked bodies, let kids know that the cellar-nosed pants is how quick they can get them off.
I guess I'm having trouble seeing the connection between what you're talking about and a couple of minutes in a student film.
The connection is responsibility. Our responsibility to see that what comes out of our schools represents what's right in our society.
Well, my understanding is that the film is simply an overview.
Who says an overview has to include their values and not ours? Premarital sex, mistresses, homosexuals, liberal lifestyle choices. Are those the ideas that you want our school putting out?
It seems to me the fallacy here is thinking that ideas can belong to anyone rather than belonging out in the open where everyone can take them or leave them. Am I alone here?
Mark, that's like saying germs have a right to be in the body, and there's no need to vaccinate against them, even if they make the body sick.
I'd like to make a point on that point, please. I teach every day, and I don't think the freedom to explore ideas ever made anybody sick. Freedom and ease around ideas is a positive value schools have an obligation to teach. So what Ben calls the body doesn't get sick from fear, ignorance, loathing. I think Jack and Sarah's film should be kept just as it is.
Look here. If the government of the United States has a hard time selling public funding of the arts when it supports the same things that are in this school-sponsored film, You tell me how this board is going to go down Main Street, into the barber shops, dress shops, coffee shops, bowling alley, and say to regular people, on the one hand, yeah, we really want you to support our school. But on the other hand, yeah, that's our film out there, and sure, those are the kind of things that we like knocking around in our kids' heads. When they say back to you, but that film is not promoting fidelity or love the way it's supposed to be. And we're not paying extra taxes to support schools like that. What are you going to say to them?
That was a mistake, Pat.
Standing up to a bigot?
Oh, come on, you're not being entirely fair. Stan has always put himself on the line for us. Our work, the contract negotiations last year.
That was last year. This is now.
He's under a lot of pressure.
He made the pressure. If he stopped trying to make something out of nothing, there'd be no pressure.
He's entitled to his point of view.
Yes, he is entitled to his point of view. But he is not entitled to use the public support of our school to push his own moral agenda.
Oh, you say things like that, you're going to earn a lot more unwanted attention than you did this afternoon.
That was not unwanted attention, Arthur.
Come on, Pat.
I'm sorry that you're so afraid for your job, or your mortgage, or your I don't know what, that you forgot that we're teachers. What are we teaching, Arthur? Whose ideas?
Good ideas. I don't have to teach every idea.
Let me tell you something, Arthur. Racial prejudice was supposed to be a good idea once, when good citizens like Ben Kane said it was. Slavery, too, over 100 years ago. And you know what made people realize that these were miserable, rotten ideas? When they had the chance to think about it.
Pat, you were making too much out of this whole thing.
I am?
Yes.
You want me to teach kids they don't have to think, that there's someone else who'll do it for them. That's no lesson. No, I'm not going to teach it.
We'll return after these messages. And now back to the CBS Schoolbreak Special.
The school board voted last night. If our film doesn't conform to school board standards, then we won't be allowed to use school facilities to complete it. Or school funds. So now we don't have a film. That's not a criticism.
Just a perfect imitation, Owen, right?
I am disappointed, all right? I mean, I'm just not convinced that we gained a lot by messing up our chance to have this film in the final competition. Not to mention how it's going to affect our shot at film school.
They said we can't use school facilities,
You got it.
so we won't.
What?
We don't have to finish the cut here, Sarah. We can cut the film anywhere. There's that place on Shepherd that rents editing equipment. I used their stuff last summer. They can have it set up by tomorrow. We use my basement.
Jack,
It's cheap. Don't worry about it.
we can't do the sound in your basement. How are we going to cut the negative or do the music? What about the print?
We can make the arrangements with the lab ourselves. We don't need the school to do it for us.
We need the school to pay for it. But that stuff costs, Jack. I don't have that kind of money. You sure don't. Who's going to lend it to us?
We'll find the money.
Where?
I don't know, but we'll find it. We have to.
They're promoting that film.
What film? Who?
Your students, Arthur. Jack and Sarah's film. They're having a screening to raise money to finish it.
We'll take care of this later, guys.
Look. They have their friends passing these out all over the city.
The board never said that they couldn't finish the film, Ben. The board said that they couldn't finish it here.
That was not the point of the school board vote. You weren't really listening.
I was there, Ben, and I was listening. If the school is not involved, then the school is not endorsing anything.
Immorality is involved. Obscenity. That's what we're trying to stop.
Ben, there's nothing immoral or obscene about this film. Maybe some people talk about their beliefs, their feelings in a way that doesn't echo our own. But that doesn't make the film obscene or immoral.
Was this Pat's idea?
No. Not to my knowledge.
I will not allow that film to go out the way it is. Do you understand that, Arthur? It will not go out.